Hello, everybody. Good evening. Canes are taking to the ice now, so that's a good thing. Going to do basically the same thing that we did last stream and everything like that. I'm going to try to do the defensive pairings stream tomorrow night. Friday, I will probably not be doing anything. I will be working that day, and by the time I get home, I'm probably going to be too worn out to do anything because I'm going to get up early, go to the gym, all that good stuff. But yeah, we're just going to kind of see what we got here. The lines as it stands right now. AB will also be joining us here in a moment. I'm going to send him an invite real quick, and then we'll go over the lines real quick. Give me 1 second here. Come on. Work, damn it. Thank you. All right, let's see here. Yeah, and then when AB gets in here, we'll really get going because him and I actually haven't got to really sit down and talk for a while. So lines last we saw here, Walt Ruff posted them during warm-up. Ehlers, Aho, and Jarvis make up your first line. Svechnikov, Kotkaniemi, and Nadeau, which I'm kind of hoping that those are actually on the opposite sides, i.e. Svechnikov on the right and Nadeau on the left. Robinson, Rabkin, Unger, Sorum, then Smith, Suzuki, and LeBanc. Defense, you have Gostisbehere and Badinka for the first pair, Mike Riley and Alexei Hemosalmi for the second, and then Ronan Seeley and Charles Alexis Legault for the third. Two players I'm watching the most tonight are going to be, of course, Charles Alexis Legault and, excuse me, I need to get some more water. I've been trying to rehydrate, and I'm still not there yet. Charles Alexis Legault, Nikolai Ehlers, so actually make it three, and Bradley Nadeau. Above all, I think it's going to be Ivan Rabkin that I watch the most, so that's going to be four players that I take a really big look at here. So as far as all the ones I just mentioned, you already know Ehlers is going to be on the team. Rabkin, he realistically, he needs at least a year. He's making bigger progress than what was initially had. He was drafted later because of some of his attitude issues, which, you know, that can be perceived in a multitude of different ways. Charles Alexis Legault, it looks like he's a little bit ahead. Let me get AB on here. My friend, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. Sorry that we haven't had a chance to do anything lately, and I'll get you those slide templates sent soon. I've been busy with school and going to the gym and everything like that. So
hey, you're good, man. Speaking of, this guy has been flying on the ice.
Yeah, I don't know about
You've probably
flying.
seen the clips. This is like a power play stud with the amount of speed that he has.
Oh, like that piece of shit shot that I threw on net the other day and
No.
totally
I mean that behind the net clip where you
where I came out with a ton of speed. Yeah, I got annoyed because there were a couple of times in that game I tried to generate entries and my teammates kept going offside and there was 35 seconds left, so I kind of just said fuck it, I'll do it myself. And what I was trying to do was, like, right after the entry, because the guy had me angled off, I went to drop it back, and I was hoping the guy that I went past that was on my left, that was my D partner, and him and I have really good chemistry. I went to drop the puck off to him, and I thought that he'd already entered the zone when I went ahead and, you know, pushed it back when I did the drop pass, and he hadn't already, and it came back out. So it's just I'm having fun playing, though, because, like, when I was playing with that knee injury and everything, it wasn't fun to play at all. So whereas now I feel pretty good. Like, I'm able to actually go down and block shots like I used to and everything. So it's been fun. I don't get to skate again for a couple of weeks, so I'm just going to be doing a whole lot of stuff in the gym. But I haven't ruled out trying out for Citadel again next year. I just got to see what my life circumstances are like.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Is that a Nirvana poster behind you?
Here. Huh?
Is that a Nirvana poster behind you?
That's a long story.
What did your cousin do?
So, all right. So, a bunch of my buddies, like, it's just, they're calling me fat, like, whatever. Da, 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 da. And you know the Nirvana, like, poster with the baby?
Yeah, smells like Teen Spirit, yeah.
Reaching. So, gosh, hold on. So, they're always like, oh, you like cheeseburgers, all this stuff, da 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 da. And so they made me this that's instead of Nirvana, it's Alvana, and there's me with a hook with a cheeseburger.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Part of a beer.
That's pretty funny.
That's where it is. Yeah.
Slumped ass, where are you watching the game? It's blacked out for me on the website. I'm watching it on the website. So I don't know, unless you're out of market. That's the only reason I can think of it would be blacked out on the website, because I'm in the market now. So,
I mean, you can look at it from the NHL app or the NHL website. You can still get it.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
Man, these away jerseys,
they suck.
They're growing on me. I just feel like it should have been like the 2006-07 kind of deal. Like
I got a better idea. They should have just left it alone.
No, that was more Rangers like stuff.
Well, the Rangers weren't
wearing the neck guard. I didn't know.
Yeah, he's been wearing one. Yeah, he's been wearing one. And I've got a lot of thoughts about that, like people calling up and down for them to be mandated. I'm like, okay, they have access to them. There's nobody saying that they can't wear them. Should use of it be encouraged?
Worn it for a long time.
Yeah, but I mean, should they be mandatory? In my opinion, no. They're grown men. Let them make their own decisions. Should you encourage use of it? Yes. And if you want to take it one step further, if anybody chirps somebody specifically to a neck guard, give them an unsportsmanlike if it's that big of a deal. Like it's a lot of the people saying this. Like I tried one of those on, and I fucking hated it. I mean, part of it's because I've got a fat neck anyway, but it's like it shouldn't be mandatory. I didn't like it when they mandated visors and everybody would be wearing them by now anyway. How many guys are left in the league not wearing them now? Ryan O'Reilly and who else?
Ryan Reeves.
That's it. And Ryan Reeves is not exactly a full-time NHL player. Correct. In the traditional sense. He's one of the last of the goons.
Well, Joe Thornton was the guy who made it really famous in the late 2000s.
See, I forgot that he wore one.
Yeah, well, he didn't wear one. He did not have a visor.
Oh, okay. We're still talking about visors. Okay, yeah. And you know, it's like
but I understand the thing with the neck protector because of what happened overseas. I get that 100%, but you should have the right, like, to choose.
Yeah.
If you play with it, that's fine. I think it should be encouraged, but again, you can't force a player to wear something when they don't want to.
Yeah, because like I tried, like I said, I tried wearing one. I tried the Bauer one. I tried the standalone one attached to the shirt. I tried the CCM one. I tried the
really good with their neck guard.
I tried the Warroad one, and I was just like, I'll take my chances. If I get my throat slit playing hockey, I died doing what I loved. Not many people get to say that.
That's true. That's true. But that's like super rare. In the last in the NHL where somebody got cut in the throat. It was in the 90s. A goalie was cut by one.
It was Clint Malerchuk, however you pronounce his last. Yeah, it was him.
Yeah, he got cut.
Richard Zednik had one that was arguably worse, and the only reason he survived was because the trainer on the bench was a Vietnam veteran, and he knew how to plug.
And he pinched the
artery. He knew how to plug the artery.
Yeah,
because he had to do that in
get cut, but like on the wrist. Evander Kane had one, in the shoulder.
Yeah, if you want to be worried about getting lacerated in a fatal way, you are far more likely to get your wrist cut and die from that than you are getting a skate blade to the throat. It's
That's
like people
true.
saw what happened to Adam Johnson, which of course is tragic. But the thing about it is a lot of the people wanting the neck guards mandated, they're just virtue signaling. They don't actually care. Had it been Tony D'Angelo and not Uros Slafkovsky that got hit in the face with a skate last night, a lot of people would have been like, oh, damn, a little to the left.
Slafkovsky got hit by a skate?
Or Jack High or somebody. I don't remember. It was somebody on Montreal that got hit by one.
Oh, okay.
I want to say it was Slafkovsky, which I'm no Slafkovsky fan, but I sure as hell don't want to see him get cut wide open with a skate.
100%.
But it's like I just get tired of people saying, "Oh, mandate them." It's like it's not like the players don't have access to them.
You have a right to choose, man. You can do what you want.
They're grown men. If they choose not to wear one, so just like I choose not to wear one, that's your choice. If you choose not to wear a seatbelt and you fly out of your car, that is your choice.
Well, I mean that's true, but. So
I'm not saying that you should not wear a seatbelt. I'm just saying that's your choice. It's a choice of individual consequence. Good puck protection there by Svechnikov.
Man, I'm so happy he's in a Canes jersey.
Who's Fetch?
And no, Ehlers.
Oh, because I was to say he kind of always has been.
Like I've seen stuff from people that are like, oh, we don't sign superstars, and I'm like, okay, like a superstars can take you so far. I mean, like you can have McDavid and Draisaitl, and you can go 0-2 in the Stanley Cup Finals. You need to have people that fit the mindset of the team and fit the needs. That's how you win games.
See, that's what I've
been putting all of these people that are like superstars and they have no idea what they're doing. Oh, here comes a 2-on-1 right here. Ehlers. Oh, no.
Well, that's what I've been telling people. It's like you don't win without depth. If you look at the last several Stanley Cup champions, St. Louis was pretty deep. Like Tampa was really deep.
But they didn't have a superstar. St. Louis did not.
No. Vegas was really deep. It was like, it's like, and then, if you want to make the argument about Eichel in Vegas and everything like that, I'm not convinced Eichel is that much better than Aho, if at all. I'm really not. And I say that as someone who likes Jack Eichel.
But I will say this, that what helped them too is Pietrangelo. He's obviously probably going to retire.
Which that sucks. I like him.
Eichel is up there for top 20 players. Stone, when he doesn't fuck up the IR shit, is really good. But they don't have like X Factor people. Like X Factors are the McDavids, the McKinnons, the Draisaitl's, the Kaprizov.
Well, even when Colorado won, like McKinnon still had a really damn good team around him. He didn't do it on his own.
Yeah, exactly. But
I mean, that team was so deep. They won.
We don't have a superstar.
That team was so deep that
superstar. But
that team was so.
Oh, go ahead.
That team was so deep they won with Darcy Kemper in the net. Did they not?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying too, like 2006 when we won the Stanley Cup, like you don't have to have the guys that'll put up 20 points in the playoffs. You have to have guys up and down that will score. Because, again, it's not your first-line people besides McDavid and Draisaitl that score every night. You need to have depth because what happens if, Smith almost scored there.
Yeah, he had a good chance there.
But, I mean, you got to think about depth. And a lot of people will invest money in a player that, is the X factor, but where's your depth? And the Hurricanes have that, and also the Hurricanes have depth where they're younger. I mean, you have Stankoven, you have Jarvis, you have Nikishin, you have what's his name? Jackson Blake, Aho, a bunch of those guys. Like, I would love to have
We'll see how this power play goes.
Player like Rantanen, but fuck him. Like a player like that who wants to be there. Kaprizov, maybe, but here's a power
I'm
play.
not. I'm out on Kaprizov.
Yeah.
He's injured too much.
Yeah.
All right, Ghost actually. There we go. All right, now he's moving a little bit.
But also, Kaprizov plays for a team that has nothing.
Kaprizov is also hurt 30 games a year.
Yeah, because he has nothing.
No, well, that has nothing to do with him being injured, though. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't play 30 games a year, roughly. I'm out on it because the amount of things that the Canes would have to give up to get him and to ensure that they got a sign and trade in the process is not worth it. Well, yeah, I'm okay. If they take Jesperi Kotkaniemi and there's no extension in place for Kaprizov and they send him back, then yeah, I'm making that deal 10 times out of 10. Bill Guerin would be hanged in the middle of Minneapolis, St. Paul if that happened, though.
Man, I just wish we still had Getzel. Oh, there's a shot right there by Jarvis. There's a penalty.
All right, 5-on-3. Let's see how bad they can mess this up.
I think it's going to be a slash.
Yeah, that's what he...
Slash, I guess. Maybe behind you. What's funny is I didn't get this game on my season tickets. I have the next game on there. Sealer's out there?
Yeah, he's out there. They've basically got the top line, Ghost and Svechnikov.
Oh, Ghost.
Good chance there by Ehlers.
Ghost. Oh, Ehlers. No. Back around net.
A little bit of a muffin there by Fishy.
Yeah. Man, I'm so excited for Svech. He's due,
Good
man.
entry.
He proved himself in the playoffs, and he's healthy. I really think he's having a breakout year.
Yeah, so Svech is going to be fine. I'm not worried about him. I'm really not.
I'm thinking he's going to score 30 this year.
That would be great if he could do that finally. He's got the potential to score more than 30, but 30 would be nice.
But, all right.
Now, see, that's one thing I really liked about the way Svechnikov went to the front of the net there. He didn't just crash directly. He kind of glided in there a little bit. And then went really aggressively.
He likes to sit back, but his power forward ability, he can crash the net.
Yes, I want to see more of that. If Sam Bennett can do it, we can do it.
Oh, God. Ran into the goalie. Is that a penalty?
Nah. Incidental contact.
I like Freddie's setup this year.
See, that's what I love about Felix Unger-Sorm is those entries like that he generates. He got muzzled off the puck, but he got it deep enough to keep it in. Okay, can the stupid-ass Let's Go Canes thing stop popping up on the screen? I'm trying to watch the freaking game. Jesus Christ.
All right, back out. What do you think about Nikishin in the first preseason game? I thought he played really well.
He's got some stuff to work on.
He does.
So basically what it was, every single shift of his, I would either quantify as, oh my God, this guy is amazing, to, okay, this isn't good. Like it was hot and cold. There was no in between.
Yeah. I don't agree with Rod's statement being like, he's only in here because of his talent, but he can get better. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
well,
Nikishin,
I mean, we also have to.
He's probably worked on his English, but I mean, that dude is going to be a monster in this league, and you saw it with that hit. He
will, but it's just like I'm Rod's philosophy on which defenseman is better is something I'm a little soured on after the playoffs last year. Because when he put Morrow back in for game 2, I was.
Oh God, we were talking about that.
Yeah, I trust Rod. Rod is an amazing coach, but there's no defending that decision to this day. That's going to go down as one of the worst decisions he ever made as a coach. And, it's funny to me, all the
Max Comtois, that whole deal.
Oh, the Kuznetsov thing. Yeah, that was stupid too. But then that was harmless by comparison to what happened with it's just like, I remember like all the Rod NPCs, the Church of Rod Brindamore people, randomly flipped a switch and was like, Nikishin needs to learn English. And they just totally forgot that he played in the game before and did relatively well for the circumstances he was put in, especially considering he's
versus the Capitals.
Yeah.
Mm.
He did okay with the circumstances he was given. Elimination game on the road, playing with an offensively minded D partner, and he still had a few good shifts. If you put Morrow out there, Carolina might not have won that game. That series might not have been over that night. Let's just be real about it. That kid, what soured me on Morrow more than anything, there was one point I remember in game one. Matthew Tkachuk is out there playing through a really bad injury. Morrow had a perfect opportunity to finish a hit on him and probably put him down for the rest of that series, or at least get him out of that particular game or slow him down even more. Either way, it would have had a detrimental effect on Matthew Tkachuk. And if he's in that situation, he's going to do it to you. And he just totally shied away from it. I'm like, you know what? I don't like this kid. I tried my best to. Like, one thing I'll talk about real quick. You remember when I made the video about Nikishin?
Yeah.
At the same time, I was working on a video about Morrow. I was working on them side by side. And you'll notice when I make videos about players, I talk about all the good things they do and how they'll build on them and all that type of stuff, right? With Morrow, I couldn't find enough. So basically, with Nikishin, I said, here's everything he does well. He's going to build on all of this and become a better player. With Morrow, I remember with my notes, I kept saying, has to reinvent this, has to do this differently, has to do that differently. And I was like, I lost confidence in his game before he even made his debut with the Hurricanes. I just didn't say it publicly because I don't want to be the negative Nancy about top prospects or any prospect for that matter. These guys are all good players. They're there for a reason. But, you know, it's like there was absolutely nothing I saw in his game that fit with the Hurricanes. And honestly, I'm not 100% convinced he's going to be an NHL mainstay. I'm really not. And I was thinking that well before the playoffs.
Well, that's the reason that we traded a first and a second and Morrow for Keandre Miller.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason. I mean, Morrow, I wish him all the best, but like,
I wish him the best too. In Hartford,
he's going to be a seventh D man at best.
I wouldn't say that.
He has upside. Don't get me wrong, but like, you look at a guy like Nikishin, you look at guys like Unger Sorum, Nadeau, like even Suzuki's probably better than he is.
Well, see, the thing is though with Morrow, what I'm saying is, in fairness to his ceiling, he won't be any of a better player than Gostisbehere or D'Angelo. That's the ceiling for him. That's as high as he's going to go if he gets there. I'm not convinced he's a mainstay NHL player.
Yeah, I agree. I really don't think he's going to be there. I mean, like Rod, I will say this, Rod, with new defensemen that are not like big proven, he does not have faith in it. That's why I'm worried about Nikishin in the lineup, but I know Nikishin's going to be great.
As long as he's got the type of D partner he needs, he'll be fine.
He does not need to be paired with Gostisbehere. I will say that until I'm blue in the face.
That pair is going to piss me off.
He needs to be paired with Walker or Chatfield.
Yeah, I agree. Or hell, even if you want to, those two options are better. But like,
put him with Slavin.
Put him with Slavin on his offside. Like, you know, it's like he's played his offside in the Olympics. He's played his offside a bunch in the K. You know, like that's not a bad option either. Almost anything is better than putting him with Gostisbehere.
But he has to earn it to go up to that top line.
Well, it might not even be an earn it thing. It might be the best way to balance the D pairs, because if you have Chatfield and you can have Chatfield and Miller play together, so we can have the bad boys memes, and you can have Walker and Gostisbehere stay together because you already know that works.
Don't.
Oh no, me and Matthew we're working on that, and we're gonna get Magneto Kane to make him. Yeah, Matthew P.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Griff.
No. I call him Griff. But no, it's like there's but yeah, Gostisbehere is the last guy who should be paired with Nikishin. I understand why they did it in that particular game, but in general, it's just not going to work.
I will say this: Nikishin is a two-way defenseman right now. You do not need to pair him with an offensive defenseman.
No.
At all.
And it's not even just
him with Chatfield. You could pair him with Miller. You could pair him with Walker. I mean, anything but got to spare.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hold on.
Oh boy.
Whip his ass.
Come on, hit him. Come on.
There we go.
Whip him.
Let's go.
There we go.
Hey, Sam, if you want to come in here, send me a text.
Man, I love Smith, dude. I love his grittiness.
Yeah, I know, right? He won't make the team because there's no room for him.
But after this,
he's a good depth call up, though. He's very good.
He reminds me of what was his name? He played for the Oilers. Legat. I think it was Legat. Maybe.
Hold on a second. I'll tell you. I think I know who you're talking about. Let me.
The African American guy.
Hold on. I'm looking.
I think he played for the Hurricanes too.
I'm trying to hold on.
Five minutes for fighting. All right. Man, I liked Lemieux. I have his autograph, but
I loved Pepe.
But Smith, man, if you had him on the fourth line,
the goal counted,
especially in the playoffs. What was his name?
I don't know.
I think I have it.
But yeah, Carolina's now up 1-0. So
yeah.
Get a goal and a fight in 2 seconds. That's pretty awesome. We'll get to I see all the comments. We'll get to you guys at intermission.
God, what was his name? Oh, Ehlers almost had one.
He's looking solid so far. I was going to say Blake Lizotte, but that's not it.
No, it's not him. God. Is it Anson Carter?
Well, yeah, Anson Carter played for the Canes. Him and Rod actually got into a fight.
That's who Smith reminds me of.
Anson Carter played for a lot of the league, though. Like at one point, he played for Washington. Let's see, who else did he play for?
He played
Atlanta.
He played for the Bruins. He played for Edmonton, the Rangers, the Kings, the Hurricanes, the Blue Jackets, Canucks. What were his penalty minutes?
A lot.
229. Not too bad.
No.
Like, bro, his best year was with the Oilers. He scored 60 points.
All right, we're bringing one more to the party here.
Oh God,
we're gonna bring Sam in here. Maybe I should text Jeremy and ask him if he wants to come in here.
Yes,
he's probably busy doing schoolwork though.
Yeah, that's true. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get our buddy Sam Wallace in here, and we'll just turn this into a whole big thing.
Sorry about that.
Ugh. Oh, no, dude, it's all good. I'm going to get a water here in a second. Connie, I see your comment. Thank you as well. We appreciate you being here.
I'll host the rest of the show while you're going to get water.
Well, I got my mini fridge up here. It'll take me all of 2 seconds.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I've had it. I've always had it.
I have mine because of my roommate. Well, you already know that.
Yeah, no, I've had that same mini fridge that I've had since before I started the channel. Let's watch him go on this entry. Good dish.
What's Frankie doing?
Laying back there.
Good boy.
Yeah, he's being a good boy. He's hopefully going to get a trip to the park here within the next couple of days. I've just been too busy to take him.
You just can't say WALK.
Yeah, he can't hear you if you say it. I've got the...
Well, good. Uncle AB will ignite his excitement.
Yeah, and you're lucky that I gave him belly rubs for NC State the other night because he's not a State fan. Not my fucking dog.
Well, I should have texted you with the Duke game. Of course, we fucking lost, but
yeah. Anyway. See that's the one time
I'll stop cussing. I'll stop cussing. My bad.
That's the one time I will cheer for NC State is when they're playing against Duke.
I'll stop cussing. My bad.
No, you won't.
What up,
Sam? Good to see you, my friend.
Hello.
We haven't talked since free agent or since Ehlers got signed, have we?
I know, it's ironic because he's playing right
now.
No,
this is the first time we've had a chance to really get together like this in a while.
Well, I mean, after free agency, it was kind of a underwhelming offseason.
Yeah, it was until the Hockey Canada trial, and we still haven't heard the end of that.
Boy.
I've been called some really stupid things in my life, but getting called a rapist apologist because I said, here's what these guys are as players. And I also multiple occasions stated what they did was stupid. But I'm not God. I'm not a judge. I wasn't on the jury that was dismissed. I have no say in what the Hurricanes organization does. Otherwise, McLeod wouldn't even be getting looked at because I just don't see the point. But,
I don't know where he fits, but I don't know. Did you guys see the news last night with there's an article on The Athletic written by Pierre LeBrun who said that Utah is out of the running. So it sounds like it's between us and Vegas for Carter Hart.
About Hart?
Yes.
I mean, I think it'd be a great fit, honestly, because Freddie Anderson, Frank Cervalli talked about it, and he was like, Anderson is great when he's healthy. The problem is that you can't rely on him for 40 games a year or in the playoffs. And Hart was a pretty good goalie in Philly, but he was playing for Philly. So, I mean, he would be great. And obviously they can't get signed until October and can't play until December. But honestly, I think he'd be a good fit. And then maybe move on from one goalie. I mean, Hart, I'm a big goalie guy. I played goalie like that. That's my expertise. I mean, Hart is a stud. I just don't think you can pass up on a guy like that, honestly.
Which is why the Hurricanes are interested.
Well, that and the other thing that we have to consider with Hart, he's going to start probably in the ECHL because, one, he's a goalie, and two, he hasn't been playing. McLeod has been playing.
Yes. He'll start in the AHL.
Hart, no. He's going to have to go to the E. Not for long, but he'll have to start in the E. If he'd been playing, different story. But you don't want to take a goalie who's 2 years removed from the game and start him any higher than the E. I wouldn't be surprised if they assign him to the fucking marksman, honestly.
Well, it doesn't mean that he's not practicing.
Yeah, but come on, practicing and playing, especially when you're talking about goalies, that's two completely different monsters.
It is.
That's true.
He will start in the E if he does start anywhere at all.
What do you think, Sam, about him?
So what's nice is like, okay, so let's say if we do sign Carter Hart, then that's going to help, and let's say he does well as well, probably. That's going to help the future of this Carolina's goalie tandem for quite some time. I mean, we kind of know what Kochetkov is. He's a bit of a wild card. I'm not saying he can improve or not. It's just we've seen Kochetkov for quite some time already. But with Carter Hart, like, that could be a really good goalie tandem for years to come. And, like, I mean, I love Anderson. I mean, when he's healthy, he's great. But the guy's, like, 35 years old.
Well, see, that was...
Are we going to re-sign this guy?
Well, that was one of the things that I was talking about with Matthew the last time we did a stream with Matthew P. I was like, this organization has, and keep in mind, I was talking strictly about Carter Hart as a player, not as a person. I don't know how many more times I have to reiterate that. It's probably completely useless for me to do so because
it's player specifically.
The other side of the aisle in Kane's fandom is cuckoo. We already know that. And they hear what they want to hear, and they can't look at anything objectively to save their life. They look up at the sky and try to find a way to say that it ain't blue. But the thing about it is, I told him we have one definitive NHL goaltender on this team, and he's made of glass. You have to consider at least adding depth to that wherever you can. Now, granted, the Hurricanes' goaltending depth is 20 times better than it was last season, where you once had Yanni Peretz and Spencer Martin. You now have Amir Mintikov, who is, backing up tonight. You have Ruslan Kozayev, and you have Nikita Kwap. You have much better options than you had before. And then Semyon Frolov's off to a pretty good start over in the K. So you have better options than you did before. But if you don't even consider adding to that, and I understand the rationale of McLeod, I just don't think that it's worth the PR nightmare. And if people actually followed that case, they would realize that Carter Hart was the least creepy in that whole situation of all those guys.
Yeah.
Well, McLeod, on the other hand, was a catalyst of a lot of really bad stuff.
So, yeah, I mean, like, when it comes to the whole Hockey Canada stuff, like...
Go! Let's go! Talk shit about my boy again.
I literally don't see what's happening.
KK just scored. No, you're choosing not to see that KK scored.
No, I literally just popped up.
Oh, you're a couple seconds behind me.
Yeah, I'm behind Brandon, too. Yeah,
transitions
with the look at the slider at the bottom and see if it's all the way to the right, because I had that problem last game.
But Sam, what were you saying about Hart?
Well, just the Hockey Canada case. Like, if you have your own opinion about it, that's fine. The only thing I don't like is people calling them rapists, because they kind of weren't in that situation.
They got acquitted. That's it.
they got acquitted, and there was actually video evidence of her saying that she consented.
Exactly.
And also, I'm coming from a family of lawyers. Both my mom, my dad, and my sister, all lawyers.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a kind of different perspective.
Yeah.
But I will say this, like, again, the stuff in Hockey Canada, I mean, that was awful. I understand that everything that happened, that's not okay, that they were the charges that were brought in. However, there was video evidence.
Dan Jarvis just about had one too.
Consent. There was video evidence of lies and everything like that. But that's besides the point. Talking about Carter Hart, his first year, he played 31 games. He started 30. He was 16-13. Had a 917 save percentage. His best year, 24-13 with a 9.14 save percentage. Historically, he is 96 of 93, and it's because it's the Flyers. 29 overtime appearances, a 2.94 goals against average, and a 0.906 save percentage. I mean,
he about drugged him.
You have to get, like, this is a huge part. If you can get him, a huge part of the future, because this guy is, oh God, how old is he?
Well, he single-handedly basically dragged Philadelphia to the playoffs.
1998. So 27.
Yeah.
Like, and his numbers prove it. Again, he was playing for the Flyers. But, like, this is a guy you have to get. McLeod, I'm like, about it.
It's just we already have so
many players.
Yeah, and we have a ton of players with McLeod's skill set already.
But Brandon, you know I like a right-handed center.
The handedness of a center doesn't really matter nowadays.
Yes.
It's not the same four
yeah,
guys.
but it's just
No, not yet. But I'm just saying, it's not the same four guys taking faceoffs all night. It's not 1996 anymore. There's plenty of times where they have an offensive zone faceoff and Jarvis is taking it instead of Aho because of the side of the ice that they choose. That's just, and that's another thing. If someone's like 48% in the faceoff circle, I don't really care anymore, especially not 5-on-5. Hurricanes are just going to get the puck back anyway. So now, as far as special team situations go, where you need to win a draw real quick on the penalty kill and clear it out real quick, or you need to win a draw on the power play so that you can have a good start to that particular sequence of events, yes, faceoffs matter. In any other situation, and I'll add overtime to that. In any other situation, not really. Not every single guy on the team has to be Manny Malhotra.
Chance. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. I'm just saying it's like people overvalue faceoffs way too much nowadays. It's not ever since the lockout ended, the value of them has just steadily gone down to the point where, okay, for example, if Connor McDavid was sub 40% in the faceoff circle, do you pull him off a center? No.
Well, he's McDavid. That's a different story.
Well, the same sentiment applies, though. If a player is incredibly proficient at that playing that position in every other situation, and their faceoffs are a little bit below 50%, who cares? Especially if they're playing for the Hurricanes, because they're just going to get the puck back anyway. It's like they lose a faceoff and they're like, "Ha, that's cute." They forecheck you to death and get it back.
You still need to win faceoffs, though. But
yeah, I agree.
The more you win them, the better. But like, if that was like 20th on the list of tie-breaking factors I have with picking one player over the other. There's so many other things I put before that.
Like on our face-offs, like from what I've seen going to the games a lot, if we're in the right dot or left dot, we lose those face-offs like 8 times out of 10 from what I've seen with all lefty centers. Besides Jordan Stahl.
AB, that's what I'm saying, though. There's a lot of right-handed guys on this team over the years that aren't centers.
Here we go. Oh, sorry.
There's a lot of left-handed guys or a lot of right-handed guys on the team that aren't centers that still take face-offs on this team and win them. Jarvis is one of them. Nason actually took a bunch of face-offs when he was in Carolina. It's not really that important of a thing anymore, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just excited for Stank to
if he works out there, thing. Oh man, we're in business. All right.
Well, he grew up playing center.
Well, so did Jarvis and Natchez.
Exactly. Yeah. I thought the first game was Stankoven as the center. I thought he played fine, good area. It's not like he was fantastic. He wasn't playing bad, but it was. I think a better word is promising. To see.
Yeah, he got better. He got better as the game went along, if you ask me, because in the first period he looked a little bit lost, and then he started to adjust a little bit more as it went on. Is what was my personal assessment of it.
Yeah, my only thing is it's not really with Stankoven, but probably with that line is I probably would rather see a guy like maybe Svetch on that line than Hall.
Yes,
just because I think there's too many playmaking action. Now Blake tried to shoot during the game. But a lot of passing. You can tell it's preseason. So, again, I kind of take these games with a grain of salt with our roster players now. Players like Nadeau, who so far I think is displaying a little bit more confidence this game. These games mean something.
Yeah, it's just for Nadeau, his defense is the question. But what you were talking about with Hall and Stankoven, that line is not going to stick in the regular season. It's going to be Ehlers, Aho, Jarvis, and then Svetch, Stank, and Blake. That's just how it's going to be. Honestly,
it could be. Originally, I was kind of hoping for Hall to be on that line with Stankoven and Svetch.
You could put Hall, Stankoven, and then Svetch on the right side.
Yeah.
See, and here's one thing where maybe I have a controversial opinion. I think Jackson Blake should be a Hurricane long term. I'm not entirely convinced he's a top 6 forward, though. That's the thing. Stankoven, on the other hand, he definitively
I put him on
is.
the 4th line, honestly.
I wouldn't even say 4th line. I think that if you add him to Yeah, add him to, and that's why I started saying that last year, was add him to the Martinook and Stahl line, and you add an offensive touch to that that's not named Jarvis. And
Stankoven.
and in other news, one of our mutual followers, known as Canes to Arizona, posted something about as long as Jarvis isn't put with Martinook and Stahl again, he'll produce. Jordan Martinook liked his post and followed him. Jordan Martinook is saying, do not put Seth Jarvis back with me and Jordan Stahl. Unless someone hacked Jordan Martinook's account. I'll pull it up. Hold on.
Well, you sent it in the group chat, and I was like, that's not true.
It's true. I swear to God, it happened.
All right. Well, I'm going to look at my phone.
Well, no, I'm going to pull it up on the screen. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Well, I mean, another thing, too, like I actually even did my own research of all of Jarvis's goals from last season. Only 4 of them were from just playing with Martinook and Stahl. 4 out of his 30-something goals. So, while it looks good, while the eye test favors it, do you really want Jarvis on there when you know he's not getting the amount of goals like he does on the penalty kill?
With the Martinook and Stahl line?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that doesn't work. That's a gritty line. You have to have Martinook, Stahl, and Carrier on that line.
Or Robinson. I'd love to see Robinson on that line because I think that'd be a good heavy line.
But yeah, there it is, right there.
No, you have to send it to me.
I already sent it to you.
He sent it in the group chat.
Let's see. LMAO. As long as Rod stops sticking with Stahl and Martinook.
And Jordan Martinook's like, Jordan Martinook is saying this.
Arizona to talk to Martinook so we can have him on the.
I'm working on that. Good. I promise. I actually here. Let me go ahead and pull this.
That's nuts, though.
It is.
Like that post.
Yeah, and I actually I messaged Dominic Fensori's dad follows me, and I messaged him during the first game, and I was like, he has some of the best skating I have ever seen.
Oh, he's great.
His skating is incredible.
Phenomenal.
Out of all the players that I have seen that like you just look at them and go, wow, that kid can skate. He's in the top 5. Like, incredible skater.
Back skating
Him
and his
and
edge work is insane.
Legault skating is very impressive for his size in particular.
Exactly.
Oh, that's another guy who follows me. Legault's dad follows me too. So
I know Seth Jarvis follows Caniac Sessions. Seth Jarvis's mom, I think, or uncle. I can't remember.
Well, while we got a few minutes, let's get to some of the comments here before the second period starts. Slump says, I live 15 minutes from the Lenny. No way I'm out of market. Yeah, no, you're definitely in market. Then I hope you found it. Matthew says, evening all. Evening to you too, good sir. Jamie Benn, Zach Bogosian in reference to players that are still not wearing visors that are left in the league. It was Slavkovsky that got cut by the skate. Florida's third line was their best one in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, by far. That's one of my rationales of trying to hold on to KK because you can build a line like that around him.
Was Lundell on there or it was Luosterainen?
It was Luosterainen, Lundell, and Marchand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That line was insane. Matthew P says, good job by Suzuki to draw the penalty. I agree. Ethan Reed asks, what are your opinions on our PTOs? LeBanc and Smith have been noticeable on the ice. As we know, depth is something to be really valuable. So with that, if LeBanc plays well enough, since he's already a pretty established NHL player, I could see him probably signing somewhere else.
I thought it was LeBanc.
Yeah, it's LeBanc. That's what Randy Hahn always pronounced it as, and I watch Sharks games pretty frequently because I like hearing him call games. But Kevin LeBanc, he's good enough probably if he continues to play well to he'd probably sign with another team where he would get to play all the time. Whereas Giovanni Smith and Shellington, I think that if they sign with the Canes, it's going to be on two-way deals and they're going to go to the Wolves, but it's good depth to have either way. Like Chicago, if those two sign, Chicago is going to be absolutely stacked and their fans will still bitch about how the Hurricanes don't prioritize them enough.
Smith is really proving himself to me.
I like what I'm seeing out of him. If there was room for him,
he has to be signed.
He'll get signed. He'll get signed. He's just not going to play with the Canes. He's
AHL.
He's AHL, but like he's another guy that I think is playing well enough to where he could potentially sign somewhere else. With LeBanc, it's like he's an established NHL player, so like if he signs, he's going to go sign somewhere where he's going to get to consistently play in the NHL. He doesn't want to go to the minors.
Well, he was good on the Sharks for a long time.
Yeah, and then he fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. If another team sees that he's and San Jose could be one of those teams, Chicago could be one of those teams. If they see he's rediscovering his game, someone like that helps improve the depth of teams like that are kind of, transitioning, rebuilding. Philadelphia could be another team that would potentially maybe need someone like LeBanc. Maybe I don't really know what type of market there is out there for him, but he's too good to be an AHL player, but he's also not good enough to knock anybody off the Hurricanes lineup. So I think it's something like that. Matthew says 5-3. Levy, what's up, dude? I like how aggressively Svets went for that rebound. He was playing a little too timid last year. Yeah, and he got over that as the season went along. I think that like the injury was still kind of in his head, if I had to guess what it was. But when Svechnikov plays aggressively and stays out of the box, those two things cannot be mutually exclusive. When he plays like that, then good things happen.
Yeah.
Matthew P says getting goalied again. Canes are in mid-season form. Leaving Leteau says, I heard you talking about Kaprizov earlier. I agree that a sign and trade may be tough, but it's very possible that he takes it to free agency and end up in Raleigh next season. If they had to have Kaprizov, I'd rather them go that route, but I'm personally out on Kaprizov. I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze.
You'd have to sign him for over 14. That's the issue.
And do you want to sign
it'd be a lot more than 14. Yeah, no, that's a lot more than 14. If you're looking at Kaprizov from the open market, you're looking at 18 or 19 at the minimum. I'm out on it.
He's worth it when he's healthy.
Yeah, but that's the problem.
Yeah. I agree.
And I'd rather spend that money on a center than another.
Yeah,
one.
if they're going to make a trade that big and you're talking about Svechnikov, KK, whatever combination of players going out, a center needs to be coming back.
McDavid. No, I'm just teasing.
Who the fuck is this guy?
I know. He's weird.
Who was that?
Matthew P says that was kind of nuts. Yeah, the goal was good. Let's see. Levy also says, I'm not worried about Rod fucking up the defensive pairings. He has 82 games to get it right. That's enough for Blendamore to land on the right combination just by chance. That is pretty funny.
Blendamore, that's awesome.
Connie Guillen says, thanks for doing this, guys. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Matthew P says, KK. Cavery, what's up, dude? Stanky was a fine center. He just needs games. Yeah, I would be more concerned, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on my train of thought here. I would be more concerned if Stankoven overperformed in that preseason game and the expectations got too high and he didn't know what he needed to work on going into the regular season. Then when he goes to play in actual games, then he would have bigger problems that way. I'd rather him learn what he needs to learn and make adjustments now than do it when points are on the line.
Sam?
Yeah. And also with Stankoven, I think Brendan Moore even said after the game he liked what he saw from Stankoven, so that's good. From a guy who played center his entire life. Again, I'm not saying that Brendan Moore's coaching is always 100% perfect, but when it comes to centers, I probably tend to rely on Brendan Moore's wisdom a little bit.
That and the other thing that we have to remember with this, when Aho first tried at center, Rod said he didn't like what he saw, and Aho ended up sticking there. He said the same thing about Natchez. Natchez did not end up sticking there. So Canes are already ahead of the curve if Rod likes what he saw of Stankoven there. And I'm not concerned about Stankoven's size. He's only an inch shorter than Marco Rossi, and that's someone I'm sure the Canes looked at over the offseason to take that spot. Oh, yeah. So, and then Stankoven, it's like him being smaller, I think actually helps his game. I really do, because like the way that he can avoid and absorb contact, I don't think he'd be as good at it as he is if he was taller than what he is now. Like he's built like a refrigerator, even though he's only 5'8". And, he's only 22. He might grow a little bit more still. So there's also that to consider.
Yeah, if you think about it for a center, I mean, Stankoven, Natchez, and Jarvis, like they played center in juniors. It's a totally different ball game when you're playing in the NHL. It's totally different. Stankoven, I like this about Stankoven. He talked about this in an interview. It's natural to him. It's natural. I didn't see that from Natchez or Jarvis talking about it. I feel like Stankoven at center, even though he's 5'8", he's a spark plug. I mean, this is a guy, in my opinion, when he develops, can win faceoffs. He's electric. He can hit people, and he's reliable. And I really feel like when he's paired up with Svetch and Blake, maybe Hall and Svetch, I mean, the ceiling is so high for this guy, and he's only, 22 years old? And he's here for 8 years. Sky's the limit for this dude.
He's my favorite forward right now, but Stankoven. I mean, another thing too, like I've said this comparison before, but if he can be the Braden Point of Carolina, oh man,
But that takes time.
It does take time, especially under Brittenmore's system, which is why I think you can say the same thing with Nikishin. I'm not expecting Nikishin to come putting up a huge amount of points in the first 10-something games because every defenseman has taken time. Now, if he does that and he is able to sustain it, freaking amazing. That is a bonus, but I'm not expecting it.
That's why I got it. That's why I got my jersey, because I'm expecting him to put up 100 points. No, I'm just teasing.
Well, here's the thing. It's like managing expectations with Nikishin, and this is someone I've watched closely, and I have a notebook about this big full of notes on Nikishin.
Wow.
That video that I made about him that was like 12 minutes long or whatever it was, that video was originally 26 minutes. I trimmed a lot of stuff out of it. I had so much footage of him and I watched it repetitiously. But the thing about it is a lot of people want to say he's the Russian version of Cale Makar. Okay, pump the brakes. That's not what he is. If you want to talk about players that he's comparable to, and these are still impact guys I'm mentioning, Chris Pronger, Shea Weber, Victor Hedman, that's more what he's like. He's not Makar, though. And there's nothing wrong with that because other than Miro Heiskanen, who else can you name that should even be in that category? There really isn't anyone else. And before anybody says Adam Fox,
no, absolutely not.
The dude is not in the same stratosphere as them with his skating. Yeah, not even a discussion.
I don't think Chris Pronger is his style. His ceiling, which will probably happen. Hedman, I think, is the best comparison if he hits his stride. And somebody said Zach Weber. That's not even
comparison.
Remote.
Shea Weber, I think is what's closest. Honestly, I really think that
with the one timer and his shot,
yes, and the hitting.
Because Weber was
because Hedman doesn't hit. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Weber would hit people. He annihilated dudes. It's just like, but yeah, that's out of those three. If I had to rank him that he's most comparable to, I would say Shea Weber, Chris Pronger, Victor Hedman in that order.
I don't think Pronger. I would put Weber, Hedman, and then Pronger.
Okay. And then let's see. We got some more comments here. Let me get back to where I was because a few more came in here. Cavery also says my lines are Ehlers, Aho, Jarvis, Hall, Stanks, Fetch, Martin, Stahl, Blake, Jankowski, KK, Rob. I'd be good with that. You got 3 scoring lines and a checking line.
You have to put Carrier in there.
Carrier is going to stub his toe and be out by game 3. You already know.
Well, you have to put him in the first. You have to put him opening night.
And that's with all the respect to Carrier because the dude's a wrecking ball when he is in the lineup.
Oh, he's great.
I love that contract too.
Well, that's why they signed him to a deal like that, and he got the no movement clause. He knew he wasn't going to play full seasons.
Yeah.
It was a good deal for him and a good deal for the organization. I
wonder what that dude's D pairs are.
Oh, Cavery, put your D pairs in the comments, please, for AB's entertainment if you wish to do so. Slumped also says, I still haven't gotten I'm just listening to you guys while scrolling on X. All right, that's cool. I'm sorry that you can't get the game for whatever reason. Caver says could throw Nadeau on the second line, throw Hall with KK.
Nope.
See, I'm not opposed to that, honestly, because Hall shouldn't be in the top 6. KK is not a top 6 player, and Nadeau's not ready for the top 6, even if he makes the team and they make room for him, he's not ready for it. Jarvis didn't play in the top 6 when he first got going. Neither did Svechnikov. Nobody did. It's like you can't just up and go in the top 6.
No.
So if he's putting Nadeau on there, who are you benching?
You're not. Well, that's what I'm saying. Theoretically, if Nadeau were to make the team and they move somebody out to make room for Nadeau, which personally, with what I've seen of him, I think he's not going to make the team out of camp. I don't think.
100%.
No, I don't think
He's not ready. So, like, he's better than what he was. He's getting there. I thought Legault was going to need another season. The way he's playing right now, though, I'm not entirely convinced he's not ready.
He can crack it.
Yeah. Sound the siren. What's up, boys? Look at this shaggy group.
That's right.
Shut up.
I'm not too shaggy nowadays.
I just got a haircut.
Yeah, I did too, with a razor. All right, game's back on. Yeah, no, I comb my hair with a razor. That's what I do nowadays. It's annoying if I go more than 2 days without shaving my head, I start twitching all weird and stuff because I've gotten so used to it.
I probably gotta charge my computer real quick. I'll be right back. One sec.
Good job by Legault to generate that breakout.
The biggest thing when it comes to our roster players, don't get hurt. It is not worth it for a preseason game.
No, that's why they've had Miller and Slavin, in yellow and being precautionary about it, which is the right decision. I'm glad they're shortening preseason, though. I really am. I didn't want the regular season to be longer, but I'm so glad that you remember when it was 7 games?
Yes.
It was so stupid.
Long. Way too long.
I remember back in like 2017, 18 timeframe, it was still 7 games. Maybe later than that, but I remember it being 7 games back then.
Yeah.
Ghost just about picked that corner there.
So someone compared in the comment section Nikishin to Werenski. I don't know if I compare him to Werenski.
Oh, no, that's not what he was talking about. He was talking about when we were talking about players that are in the stratosphere of Heiskanen and Makar. Werenski, he's not there, but he's on the next tier, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Werenski. And I like Zach Werenski a lot.
Oh. I wonder who shot that. Is that that was Ehlers.
Yeah, that was Ehlers. Good stick by Aho.
Gosh, I love
Go
this.
Eels.
Oh, come on, come on, Ehlers. Dang it.
I'm happy to see that type of play between the two of them, though, that they're getting chemistry like this.
Yes.
If there's one advantage Ehlers has over Gensel, and maybe, all this was a blessing in disguise, Ehlers has speed. He's a little bit faster than Gensel, I believe. I'll tell you in a second. I'm going to look at NHL Edge. But I'm pretty sure he's a little, like, as far as vision and, God-given talent.
I am loving these chances from our first line. Again, I take these games with a grain of salt with most of our players, but still.
I do too, but it's better for them to be performing well than not.
Yes.
Especially when we're talking about like our big offseason acquisition and our best center.
I was so happy we got him. Oh, man.
I want to see what the speed comparison is between Ehlers and Getzel, because I'm pretty sure Ehlers is faster because he's one of the fastest guys in the league.
I think he is too. From what I heard, he's a lot like a Martin H's type of player.
Just better defensively.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, Ehlers' skating speed, his max burst speed is 23.30, and Gensel's is 22.20. So he's 1 1/10 mile per hour faster on average. That's good.
Wow.
20 to 22 mile per hour burst. Ehlers has 142. Gensel had 108. This is all from last season. And then for 18 to 20 mile per hour bursts, Getzel's got more, but he didn't have as many 20 to 22. So, maybe not getting to keep Getzel and Ehlers being the guy now. Maybe that's going to end up being a blessing in disguise, dude, because Ehlers has got the speed you need, but he's got the defensive capabilities that Martin Nate just didn't have.
Exactly.
All right. Ooh, Rapkin shift. Let's go.
He's wearing Victor Ask's number.
I hope that doesn't end up being some bad luck.
I hope so either.
Do not be slicing sweet potatoes in your kitchen alone, Ivan. If anybody remembers that story, comment in the comment section.
Yep.
I knew you remembered it because we talked about it a bunch that one time. Because I saw that headline. I'm like, this has to be a joke. No fucking way that this actually happened. And I was like, oh, great. As if this team wasn't bad enough.
Yeah, I mean, Victor Rask, man, it was so frustrating because there were a couple seasons there where he was actually doing good, and then
Delayed
he
penalty.
just fell off a cliff.
Yeah, I think and I really liked Victor Rask. I hate he didn't work out. I think that his biggest issue was he had this ability at times where you see he'd play with an edge. He'd be physical. He did stuff that got under people's skin. And then he would like flip a switch and all that physicality and stuff would go away. When he played like with a mean streak, he was a completely different player.
Yeah. Well, he just seemed disengaged.
Yeah, he was stoic as they came.
Yeah.
He was more stoic than terrifying. He'd score a goal and just be like, eh.
Like, have some passion, dude, you know?
Yeah, he just looked like his interviews were indicative of the same thing. So how'd you score that goal? Yeah, I just went over there and I saw an open spot in the net and I shot the puck and it went in or something.
Yeah.
It was the most docile interviews ever. He just seemed like a quiet dude.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna have to head out. I have something at 7:30. So.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you for joining us while you did.
No problem. Have a nice one.
You too, pal. All right, and AB should be back in here shortly. KK on the penalty kill, so I really want to keep an eye on this. AB will be back with us in a second. Good job. What's that breakout, boys? There you go. Way to deny that clean entry. Legault with some good physicality there. Good job. Oh, man. They got 4 players on that entry. You got to get back there. Okay. Good job. Mike Riley did a really good job there. Good back check by KK. Good entry. Come on, E-Rob. That was a nasty move, too. Man, Giovanni Smith is hungry in this game, dude. He's playing his ass off. I love it. Good exit. And another penalty kill coming up here. He must saw me for holding. All right, TV timeout. So I'll get to a couple more comments here. Cavery says, I tweeted out earlier, Stanky is going to be shorter but more fiery spark plug version of Aho. There's some similarities in their game, but like the player that I see Stankhoven being the most similar to league wide, minus like all the chirping and irritating the shit out of people, psychological warfare aspect, I think he's going to be more similar to Brad Marchand than anybody as far as the way that he plays. As far as comparables that are currently on the team, I would say he's closer to Jarvis than Aho. So somewhere in that area, I think is about what you get out of Stankhoven with his play style. Sound the Siren also says, if you can get Nikishin to be Chris Pronger, sign me up all day. I really think that's the type of player he is. Okay, he's not Kale McCarr. Okay, that's fine. I'll take a Chris Pronger, Shea Weber, Victor Hedman hybrid type of player all day. Dylan Bollinger says, Stanky might not be tall, but he is thick, and apparently Tim Gleason's very high on the go, and if anyone makes the team, it will most likely be him. He's got a better shot than Nadeau right now. I'm curious to see. It's like, but this team's already totally stacked on defensemen. Like Mike Riley is brought in specifically to be the seventh guy on a team like the Hurricanes, but if he went to a not so deep team, he could most definitely play a bottom pair role on another team. He's good enough to do that. Legault, it's like at that point, it's like you've got three potential trade candidates at that point. That's Gostisbehere, Chatfield, and Walker. You probably don't want to trade Chatfield or Walker because you're getting kind of short on right-handed defensemen. If you were to trade any of them, Walker would probably fetch you the biggest return out of those. A guy like Ghost is always going to be demand because he's on a power, he's a power play quarterback. And then if you traded Ghost, that would also like even the pairs back out. And you guys know I love Ghost. I would hate to see him go, but from an organizational standpoint, I understand why they would consider that. Chatfield, I would be incredibly surprised if they moved him because shutdown defensemen that are as good as him are hard to find. I know that there's those one or two weirdos out there on the internet that try to say that Chatfield sucks and that he's a speedy seventh defenseman and that's all he is. No, he's not. I don't know why they choose to hate on him, but it's just stupid to me. It's just incredibly stupid to me. He bailed Orlov out I don't know how many times last season. And, I'm not saying that I wouldn't love a situation where Chatfield's the third pair guy. I'm not saying that at all. But to act like he's not a capable second or third pair NHL defenseman is absolutely stupid. But there's a lot of people who think that, and it really pisses me off. And I don't know how they try to come to those conclusions and everything like that. So, but it's dumb to even say it. And then again, same problem. You're already running short on right-handed defensemen. So the guy that would probably have to be traded is Ghost because his skill set is always in demand. So Walker is now, like, I think Walker is a more dynamic player than Chatfield. You get more out of him on both sides of the puck. But as far as you go lock down your side of the ice, you go do your job in the defensive zone, Chatfield is one of those guys. So that's the only thing I can see happening because they're not going to trade Miller because they just signed him and extended him for 8 years. They got big plans for him. Slavin obviously not going anywhere. Nikishin obviously not going anywhere. So there's all that to consider. Nadeau, I think, will be trade bait in my eyes, but my final season D pairs, if Nikishin goes off, Slavin, Nikishin, Miller, Chatfield, Ghost, Walker, I'd be fine with that. And I swear I'm going to try to do the defensive pair stream tomorrow because I got the slides done. It's just I need to carve out a good hour and a half for that stream. And that's even before comments. That's how in-depth that is going to be. Good gap. Suzuki lost his man a little bit there, but not terribly bad. Suzuki's zone defense here is pretty solid. He's not getting a takeaway, but he's being an obstacle. He's angling guys off, not letting them work to the interior of the ice, so that's a good sign. I don't know why I said Suzuki. I'm sorry. Or LeBanc. I don't know why I said Suzuki. I knew that was LeBanc. All right, get to another comment here real quick. Matthew P says, I wouldn't mind joining the watch party after my kids are in bed. Yeah, we might be done by then. I don't know if I'm going to stick around for the whole game, but if we're still around, you're more than welcome to join. Cavery says, but more on my lines. Hall, Stanks, Fetcher are my second line right now. Blake needs a season on stall duty. I agree with the latter part of that. Taylor Hall's supposed to be a depth piece. I don't want him in the top 6 if you don't have to have him there. So AB reposted the stream. Cavery reposted the stream. Thank you, guys. AB should be back in here in a little bit. Fight for it, Svetch. Levy Lato says, yet again, the Canes have the problem of having 7 or 8 NHL-ready defensemen. Yeah, somebody's got to get traded or something. I don't want Legault traded because I'm hoping that one day Legault is Nikishin's defensive partner because, oh, man, that pair is going to turn some people into pink mist. I do not want him to be traded unless you're bringing back a second-line center and you don't have a choice but to move him out. But, like, Legault has a very bright future with this. He's exactly what the Hurricanes look for in a defenseman. So, Sound the Siren also says the great thing with Legault is you do not have to rush and just let him play in Chicago. We spoke to his coach, Spirios and Anastas about him and his development. Yeah, you don't have to be in a hurry with Legault. Not at all. You don't have to be in a hurry. Legault's time will come, but you do not get rid of a big righty who's really close. Yeah, no, definitely don't get rid of him. No, he's going to be a mainstay. I think that Legault makes the jump no later than next season and that he's signed to an 8-year extension shortly after that because let me see what his contract is. Okay, so Legault starting year 2 of 3. So if he makes a jump next year, it'll be 3 of 3. Then he'll be an RFA. Then you can lock him up at any point between now and then. If you can get Legault to sign early, if you think he's going to be in the lineup for a long time, which I think he will, he'll be a Hurricane for a while. If you do that, then like you've got a similar situation to those really team-friendly contracts that you got Blake and Stankoven on. Nikishin, like if he really, really goes off, and I mean really goes off, then you might have a $10 million check to pay there. That's if he really, really goes off. Like I'm talking 50, 60 points. Because that's going to be a bigger indicator of his contract. So Caver says trade Ghost Nadeau for a top 6 winger. Yeah, I would be willing to do that, but it's also like I don't know. It's just I feel like the Canes are good on wings. If they're going to make a blockbuster move, it has to be another center. Even if Stankoven's working out there, get a proven NHL center already, and then Stankoven, helps round out your top 6 at that point. And he also says, I hope we do keep KK. Having him on the PK is promising. And he looked good there too. Granted, it's the preseason, but KK was killing penalties for a while. And I want to take a closer look at his skating because at a glance, it looks like it's a little bit better. And like he's going to gallop like a horse regardless because he's a big dude. Nikishin does the same thing. And then you have big guys like Legault's a big guy, but his edge work is really, really smooth. It's really, really efficient. He gets the most out of every cut. KK wasn't doing that before. But right now, it looks like, just at a glance, it looks like KK's skating is improving. And maybe he was dealing with an injury that we didn't know about because, like when my knee was fucked up, it was hard for me to skate. And I'm not doing anything like what these guys are doing. So Matthew P says, do not trade Nadeau. He does have probably the best shot in the organization, like you said. If They had to move him to get another center, though, especially if it were to look like Stankoven wasn't going to work out. Then at that point, I would heavily consider pulling the trigger on that. Dude, I thought I was crazy when I saw KK skating. He doesn't look like a wounded giraffe. That's what I'm saying. It looks like it's a little bit better. And not like monumentally better, but I would say there's some noticeable improvement there. I really would. And that's with all my like and biases of KK aside. It looks better than what it did. Yeah, I want to take a really close look at KK skating because it looks better. It really does. It looks like it's improved some because it was noticeable how bad it was before. Now it looks pretty good. Good play by KK there to get that puck out. See, he wasn't doing little things like that defensively before. Again, it's preseason, so I'm not trying to jump the gun too much on it, but he does look a little better. I don't know where the hell AB is. He said he was coming back, and I ain't seen him yet. Matthew, I'll send you a link. All right, so we're back to another TV timeout here. Be right back, guys. I'm gonna grab another water. Caver says, I know it's the preseason, but maybe KK will stay if he plays like this. Hell of a showing for him. Yeah, no, I like what I'm seeing so far. The bit, like I was saying all summer, and I was saying it last summer too, but I really put an emphasis on it this summer. The biggest thing that holds Jesperi Kotkaniemi back is his skating. If he improves that, like I said, I hoped he didn't pick up a stick all summer. If you improve your skating, a lot of other issues will start to take care of themselves. So a lot of those times where he fans on shots, a lot of those times where he kind of bobbles the puck a little bit, if you improve your skating, a lot of times all that other stuff improves with it. Dylan says KK playing with a chip on his shoulder in some good early moments with 27, 20, and 24. Yeah, both of those things are correct. And the other thing about it is, it's like KK, like when he plays physical like that, he's much more effective. So the more he throws hits and everything and this is another point where I have to call out another idiot on X. I never say these people's names, but you can probably guess who I'm talking about. Who was saying that the reason KK kept getting demoted down the lineup was because of taking stupid penalties. And they based that off of the one really, really stupid one that he took in the playoffs and in game 5 against the Panthers. That's not an issue with him. He had 50 penalty minutes last season, right? 10 of those were from fighting majors because he had 2 fights. And then there was 2 times I remember distinctly that he got penalty minutes from sticking up for his teammates and post-whistle activities. So that's 14 minutes right there. So that leaves you 36 penalty minutes over the course of 82 games. So he was only on average taking a penalty every 7-8 periods. So I'll hear none of that shit. That's never been a problem with him. People literally are making stuff up about him to, justify him being moved down the depth chart at times where it's like Brent Burns turned the puck over and KK got demoted. Well, speaking of shots, he scored like an elite sniper earlier. Yeah, that's the whole thing with it. It's like he's got an amazing shot velocity. It's just there are times where he fanned on it where I'm kind of like, maybe he needs to try a stick with a different kick point or a different lie, maybe. Like, because that type of stuff can make a difference, especially for professional players. Good little tic-tac-toe stuff there in the zone. I like what I'm seeing with Aho and Ehlers being able to connect all these passes and everything, especially in tight like that, because Ehlers was right on the doorstep. That's a great play to make most of the time. That was a pretty dominant shift there by the Aho line. Dylan says physical KK is the best KK. He isn't huge, but he is bigger than most of us size-wise, like Legault, Nikishin, and Miller do. KK's a pretty big kid, dude. I think he's like 6'3". Yeah, KK's 6'3", dude. He's a big kid. See, that's another thing KK needs to do is go to the front of the net like that. Ghost, you forgot something, buddy. Good stick by Ehlers. Oh my God. I'm liking what I'm seeing with Ehlers playing with Aho and Jarvis. Like I said, I know it's preseason and they're not playing against a whole bunch of Panthers regulars, but the fact that, they have this type of chemistry and that they're, able to play catch with each other like this on entry is a good sign, because this team doesn't generate nearly as many clean entries as it needs to. So them getting practice like this now and maybe being able to build on that later is a good thing. See, that was good there by KK too, because he held on to that puck for an extra second instead of just panic shooting it. Good job, Rap. You can keep that puck in. And that is the end of the period. All right, so I'm going to take a break. I will be back for the third. I will see you guys in a little bit. Sorry about that. My dog decided to take his sweet time walking.
No problem. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for joining me. AB said he was going to be back with us, but he's been having some computer issues.
No problem.
But yeah, we'll get through the third period here, and then I'll probably call it a night because I got to be up early right after that.
Sure. Yeah, how much time do you have left in the third? I think I might be a little ahead of you.
16:06.
16:00 what?
It was 16:06, and then I just had a stoppage of play at 16:04.
Yeah, with a goal against.
Yeah. Because I don't have the sound on because it's hard for me to hear this and communicate with people at the same time.
Right. I have it on low volume here.
Yeah, even when I have it on low, it still just kind of echoes for me.
Yeah, see, how did that go in? That was tipped.
Yeah.
Tipped. Yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, the Canes have been great in this game. Tarasov is the only reason it's close.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I appreciate you having me on. And not to dredge up kind of what y'all were already talking about earlier in the stream, which I was following too. Oh, wait, 2-on-1. Everyone's trying to pass. Can y'all just please shoot?
Particularly Aho.
Well, that was Jarvis there, but
well, no, just in general, like and everybody on that line. Aho's the one I want to see shoot the puck the most. I like how much chemistry they have, though, the way that they're able to like not play hot potato with it on entry, and they're doing those quick little 2-3 foot lateral passes, and all that's working out pretty well. I'll get you some order in a couple of minutes, buddy. Let Dad finish the stream.
And I agree with you that KK skating does look like there's been some improvement.
It's noticeable. It's not monumental, but it's noticeable.
Yeah, it is.
Because that's the biggest thing holding him back. Go lay down.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And and then as far as trading Nadeau, unless it's going to be for a center, we went over that. Unless it's absolutely going to be for a center, what are y'all doing? Great save.
Good save there. I don't want to see a trade for anything other than a center.
Yeah. There's absolutely no reason to trade for a winger at this point.
Good on wings, good on defensemen. If it's not for a center, do not make a transaction.
Yeah, no need. Especially if Stankoven could be any kind of effective.
If nothing else, I'm hoping he's at least stopgap. I'm hoping.
Mm-hmm.
If KK keeps playing like this, though, then he can go back to being the stopgap second line center. And
actually be the stall replacement that we're going to need.
He looked good on the penalty kill earlier.
He did, and I was really, really happy to see that he was killing penalties, because it is preseason, so obviously he wants to look, but that means that Rod trusts you, and that's how you know that you've made it on the Canes if you're killing a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And he did look good doing it.
Yeah, it wasn't. He wasn't just out there barely getting by. He actually looked effective.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then, as far as just to give my quick take in the stream on Hart, assigning Hart or McLeod. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it, and I see the point with Carter Hart. I mean, like if he regains form, he was incredibly good in Philadelphia. And I've long thought, like, what could we do if we had, really all-star level goaltending? Like, how far could this team go with an all-star level goaltender? And he can be that. He's been it before. It's been, like I said, I would want to see him before I commit to him. And the fact that our goaltending depth is not in as dire straits as it was last year. And it'd be one thing if he was playing games and we could see him, he had a measuring stick to look at it. But since he's played no hockey for 2 years or almost a year and a half, basically, I would really want to see him play in like maybe some other system, like maybe if he's going to sign with Vancouver or something. He won't sign in Vancouver. They won't tolerate him there. But yeah, I would want to see him sign and play somewhere else before I would commit to him, like in a trade or something.
Yeah, and then there's also the other thing to consider. Hart's going to start in the ECHL. He won't be there long, and then he'll go to the American League and he'll go to the NHL because he's not been playing for a few years already as it is, and he's a goalie. So him finding his game and not playing, he's not even going to be able to go to the A. He's going to go to the E first. He won't be there more than a few games.
Yeah, and he can't play in the NHL like before. What, December 1st? Is that?
Yeah, so he's going to the E first. I guarantee he's going to the E first because it's kind of like when you know how when baseball pitchers do rehab assignments and they go all the way to frickin' and they go all the way to single A. Yeah, it's going to be the same thing. It's like, you know, it's like I missed my chance to see Spencer Strider play for the Augusta Green Jackets. But yeah,
speaking of which,
the same thing.
Back when where I live in the Triangle area, so back when the Durham Bulls were the single A affiliate of the Braves, Jones was there. Actually, both Jones, Andrew and
Chipper,
Larry.
I knew you were going to say that.
and I think it was Andrew Jones and Chipper Jones were both we both came up through the Bulls, and that was a little before my time, but I do know that they were there.
They were little bit before my time as well, because you and I are about the same age.
Yeah, we're 30 somethings.
For 34, I felt pretty good lately.
I am 34 as well. And what is going on with this game now? Florida's starting to play better. They're having most of the. At
least don't make me look at this until May or June time frame.
Hey, what do you think of Smith? Like
definitely
this guy.
If they can sign him and put him in the minors and save him for a call up, I'd do that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. That's exactly what I said in our group chat. Two-way deal for him. He's very old school enforcer role, which is fine, I suppose.
Yeah, but I mean, he's effective at the net front too. He'll throw hits and everything like that. So he's kind of like Brendan Lemieux, but I would say a little bit better in some ways. Well,
Brendan Lemieux, I always thought Brendan Lemieux could have played more than he did. He had a good shot.
He did.
Yeah,
he was never really in the right spot to use it though, because he's a bottom six player. So with him, it's all crash and bang offense. But when he had those opportunities to rip one in the high slot, he did pretty good.
Yeah. And I didn't see him bite anybody, which was a little disappointing.
Yeah. I was waiting on that myself. Good job by Badinka there to take away the middle of the ice.
Yeah.
He's been pretty solid.
Sloppy all of a sudden. Yeah. Some sloppy turnovers here. Nadeau's been a lot better in this game, though.
Yeah. I still don't think he's going to make the team right now.
Not unless, with 4 more preseason games to go, unless he shows something really, really different, he'll be starting in the minors again. Riley's been solid, I suppose.
Yeah, for what he's supposed to be, yeah.
Haven't seen, that line has been doing all sorts of crazy passing work, but I haven't really seen that much from Ehlers tonight, and it's preseason, so he's out there all going, They look like, actually, the first line, when they look out there, they look like they're toying with everybody, and they're not really trying. They're just kind of having fun with an inferior competition that, of minor league players.
It's a good time to build up some chemistry, though. You can lay the foundation of it now, and then you can really start working on it when you get to the season. I would be more worried if they weren't playing well against a bunch of minor league players.
Yeah. They're like, again, they're just toying with them.
Did Amir Miftakov start the third period?
He did.
Okay.
And the goal wasn't really on him, but I thought he made a couple of nice saves because there have been a few defensive breakdowns to start this period here. Suzuki's played well tonight.
Yes.
Nice tip.
LeBank's been pretty noticeable too.
LeBanc has impressed me too. Yeah, I wouldn't.
He's not signing in Carolina, though. He's going to go somewhere where he can be a full-time NHL player.
Yeah, you're probably right. because he's at least as good as he could, I guess, take Will Carrier's spot, kinda.
Yeah.
But we've committed to Carrier, so
LeBank's going to go to a bottom feeder like Chicago or maybe back to San Jose or somewhere like that,
Yeah.
I think.
I'm surprised San Jose didn't keep him.
I wouldn't be surprised if he went back there now.
I mean, he should. Yeah, he probably should.
I imagine he's still got his house there.
Sealy's been decent.
Yeah, Sealy's decent.
And Legault is good. Legault is good. Legault might make the team.
Yeah, it's just who goes if Legault comes in. That's the thing.
Is Riley signed to a one-way deal? That's hooking.
Yeah, but it most certainly is. But he's see, right idea there.
What a pass.
That was the right idea. Don't overpass it. Like when you don't have room to shoot it, go ahead and look for a good option there, but you don't have to. That was good.
That was really good. Yeah, Tarasov has been, once again,
we turn every goalie in the world into
every freaking goalie.
I think we could put the goalie from my beer league team out there, and the Canes would make him look like Marty Turco.
Seriously, this is ridiculous.
We are just cursed.
I mean,
I like that play that Rabkin made there. The way he drove the middle.
That was a great play by Rabkin.
Yeah,
he's been good tonight too.
Yeah, he's got
a little quiet to beginning, but now that's picking it up.
Once he let him get a year in the A, and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Maybe two,
yeah,
but I can see him jumping after
I think
one.
he can be ready after one.
That was a brilliant play by Svechnikov, and the Bears release there was really good.
And if you noticed, Svech play on the right, Nadeau on the left, magic happens.
Yeah, maybe we should leave it like that. It's just when you take someone who's been playing there's not many wingers who can do it, but the ones that can, that have been doing it their entire lives, and you get to the NHL level and you try and make them play, their what at that point is their unnatural side. It's like square peg, round hole. It just doesn't work. There's not like taking someone who's that effective at playing in the offside and then throwing them on the other side, and then you wonder why they don't produce as many points as they do, or as they could. Here, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Go ahead and keep talking. I'll be right back.
Yeah. It's always, for our listeners, it's always more offensively beneficial, especially for the wing, to play down the offside. You have a better angle of attack. And that opens up both Svechnikov and Nadeau to use their shots. And Nadeau, some people who you are advocating for trading him, we said it before, I'll say it again, only if you're going to get a premium center should we trade the best shot we have in our system, in our entire organization. You don't just trade that for redundant pieces.
Hey, check the private chat here in about 2 seconds. I'm sending you something there, not the one on X, but the one on here.
Okay.
We'll talk about that more later.
Absurd.
Yeah.
I'm
not particularly happy about it if it's what I think it is. Yeah, we'll talk about it later, but if it's what I think it is, I'm very pissed.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Next stop to play, I'll send you next TV timeout, I'll send you another message on there. But I'm rather livid if it's what I think it is. Nathan Marsh, what's up, buddy? Go Hurricanes. I agree.
The KK goal was really, really nice.
That's why I think his skating is improved. Because in a lot of other
he got right where he needed to go,
and he stayed on his feet. That's the biggest thing. A lot of times where he was taking shots like that, his skates would like kind of rock back and forth. He'd lose his balance. That time he was firmly planted in the ice when he went to take that shot. He was very stable.
I mean, I don't know if he's got the hand-eye coordination to do lots of deflection goals, because he's big enough where if he parks himself in front of the net, he can do some damage there. But that doesn't really seem to be his game.
Yeah. I mean, just him being a screen alone is going to produce a lot, even if he's not, tipping him in, because he's a big kid.
It always annoys me if like centers who are very large don't work out in the NHL, because it's like
it annoys me when they don't hit. Like KK hits, but like when there's times where he doesn't, and I'm kind of like, dude, you're a wrecking ball. Like, use your size, bro.
Like I'll never forget that absolute the Cromwell move where he flattened Heischer in the I think it was the 23 series against
and then
New Jersey.
He obliterated Clutterbuck the next year, knocked his helmet off.
Yep. Yeah, but that Cromwell special though, the butt check.
Yeah.
Right to his face. He just clobbered Heischer. And
when he plays like that.
That was the best year he had with really in his career.
But no, another thing that I don't know if you were already in, I think you were. And I was like, another thing that might have been affecting KK's skating, he might have had an injury or something that he sorted out over the summer. Because if you have like try skating on a broken toe, that is one of the most horrible feelings in the world. You can do it, but it's not even painful. It's just annoying, because I've done that. So it's like,
I'm sure they get like a billion injections, but even then they can only do so much.
Yeah, and you have to be careful doing those long term as well. Damn. You have to be careful doing those long term as well, because I thought about doing the cortisone or cortisol or whatever it's called injections, and I decided not to go through with it because I think they said there was like an inherent risk of if you do it too much, you can start having like fluid buildups in whatever region you were getting the injections.
That was a great setup. Svechnikov has been all over the place.
I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Svechnikov.
Yeah, that's the second time he set up KK perfectly. That was beautiful.
Yeah, dude. Like, if Nadeau were to make the team and there was a line of KK, Svech, and Nadeau, that could work out really, really well. As long as you put them on their opposite sides.
Right. Well, again, and that was again Svech coming down the right wing. I think he's been effective. He's been effective there tonight.
I'm going to make a post about that right now.
Yeah. Yeah, shots 44-13. We're getting it out of the way now. We're getting it done early. We're getting the letting our goalies have a .950 save percentage. Our opponent's goalie.
See, that's the thing with Unger Storm right there. It's like he's got the hands and everything like that, but it's not too hard to muscle him off the puck there, and that play just died. Yeah. I mean, that's a common thing, though, with a lot of European players. They skate circles around people. They come over here, and then on the smaller ice surfaces, it's not. No, we talked about that with Natchez.
Because the World Juniors is played on international ice, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because he dominated. Like even he wasn't playing that well in the AHL with Chicago, but he was still dominant in the juniors.
Yeah, the World Junior Championship, he was on another level. Both times he played in it, he was really good.
That's a little bit better.
I put plenty of stock in the World Juniors because it is literally like the most premier hockey tournament in the world, other than the Stanley Cup playoffs themselves, if you ask me. Even though I don't consider that a tournament, I consider it a playoff. I consider those two things to be two different things.
Come on. Son of a... Ugh. All around it. It's a good shift by this line, though.
I like that tenacity by Rabkin there. Yeah. I like the fact that he just didn't give up on that.
Again.
I'm like you said, he started out kind of quiet, but I've been liking a lot more of what I've been seeing out of
Bring
Rapkin
it up again.
as this game went on.
E-Rob back to, I don't know where that was supposed to go. God, that's not a great save by Miftakov. Yeah, I have not been impressed with Himasami.
Himasami's minor league at best now.
Yeah, he's a miss.
I never thought he was going to be much more than that.
He's drafted as, I think, a second round pick, so not a bad pedigree, but he's just not been. He's not really long for this, I don't think.
When I see all the parity that the league has now, I'm starting to think draft order is going to become more and more irrelevant over the years. I really do.
You're probably right. Like I said, the difference between, like, especially this year, the difference between like pick 15 and pick 70 was minimal.
And the Canes got the one guy who was drafted.
The Canes got the guy who should have been, like Rabkin at 62. That will never not be ridiculous.
Oh, and I don't know if you were in here yet, but there was one thing we were talking. Buddy, what the? Who turned that puck over like that?
Yeah. Okay, buddy.
Well, whoever it was, KK's getting demoted.
No, that was all Miftakov. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. KK's getting demoted.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
yeah damn it, KK.
Dear. Oh dear. Like,
poor Jarvis, man. He got totally hung out to dry there.
There was nothing. I mean, no, that was all.
Ghost went over to the other side of the trapezoid to make himself an option, and Miftakov's just like, fuck it, and just.
That
was bad.
On that one. That was, if you're a goaltender, 10 the goal. Really, really bad.
Maybe Coach
no idea what you're supposed to be doing there.
The linesman getting in Jarvis's way.
Well, that's a live and learn there. But I mean, he just sat there with the puck for forever for no reason. And but
do not lose to a bunch of minor leaguers, guys. You got a bunch of your regulars in the lineup.
Like I said, Florida's played better this one, but that was just a pure gift. With 3 minutes left in the game, too. Sad.
A little chip play there by Badenka along the boards.
What are you gonna do?
If I'm Miftakov, I'm not sending that puck up the middle.
Yeah.
I would like to think.
After I just gave him some accolades, he decided to drop that clanger. And again, like, Ehlers, what are you doing, bruh?
Speaking of that reminded me. That stayed out. That stayed out. Go. Thank you, Ghost. Oh, I guess they're saying it's in.
Yeah, I thought it was in too.
I thought Ghost got to it.
No, that was in the net.
I mean, Ghost is the only regular defenseman in the lineup right now, so
Ugh.
That was
that still was on. Like, Ehlers did not.
Yeah, he missed his assignment there. Let's see, how much did this go in by?
On his
that's
stick.
in.
Yeah, that's in.
Yeah, that's in. Can't argue with that one. We can't even wait until May to get bitched by the Panthers in the third period. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm not like, I know that those were entirely derps by the goaltender, so I'm not that upset. But
still, it's like I don't want to get memed already.
Yeah.
When I'm still wearing a tank top.
We outshot how much? Golly, there's Hamasami derping again. This is, Hamasami is not long for this.
Yeah, I'm about to put my Chihuahua out there, and he'll do better than these guys right now because they're just totally off now. Do they have like playoff PTSD? Like,
no, I mean, again, that's Hamasami and the goaltender, both of whom are not going to be
Himasalmi might not even stay in the AHL if he keeps playing like
Yeah.
this. He's going to end up back in Europe. He's going to end up back in Liga.
Honestly, probably should. I think we've got better options in Chicago.
At this point, yeah. With all the defensemen the Canes have in the system, they don't need Himasalmi. That was a bit of a muffin there, Ghost. No wonder that didn't get through. That's what I want to see out of Aho, though.
He's still got it again. Tarasov. Is he at like 50 saves now?
Probably.
It's ridiculous. I'm sorry I jinxed it tonight.
That's all good. It's preseason. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And the fact that all three of those goals were like pretty much definitively on Miftakov.
Yeah, the first one wasn't really his fault, but those last two for darn sure were.
Yeah. See, I don't think I saw the first one. Actually, I think I hadn't gotten back yet, or I had just gotten back. I just sat down. Sam Wallace just posted in our chat that I have with the Caniac Sessions and Caniac Report guys. I'm going to call Miff Talkoff Miss Talkoff.
Yeah.
Reese, what's up, buddy? I know this is preseason, but losing to that Florida roster is insane.
Yep. No, Trip just said it, like that's why goaltending is like is the only way is the only reason we're losing this game, which is thank you, Captain Obvious, but still. Whatever.
Yeah, the big games start here in how many days now?
Jarvis, take that to the house.
Yeah,
that's that. All right. That's funny. Okay, I've had enough.
Canes are in midseason form.
Yep, that's for sure.
All right, guys, I think we're going to call it for the night. Thank you all for joining us. Matthew, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I will see you guys tomorrow night probably to do the defensive pair stream. So I will see y'all tomorrow.
All right, take care.